Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Shedeur Sanders. Let's talk about
Mm.
it. Shedeur
Made the
Sanders,
roster,
our
which
favorite
pretty much
quarterback.
everyone expected.
Yeah, yeah. Obviously, yeah. You know, they traded Kenny Pickett. We knew that probably Kenny Pickett was the odd man out. They got a draft pick back for him, which is good for the Browns because you know you pick him up for free. You signed him pretty much, and then anybody could have signed Kenny Pickett, but you decided to sign him, and then you eventually was able to get a pick from him. So that was pretty smart by them. Smart Browns for once. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about Shedeur Sanders and his week 3 preseason performance. Because social media went crazy because of his bad performance. Now, I ain't gonna lie, I haven't seen all the snaps from Shedeur Sanders' performance. I just stopped. I remember I just watched QB School do a breakdown of it. I only watched maybe 26 minutes of it. It's like 35, 36-minute video. So I got a good sense of what was going on because a lot of people on the internet, on social media, they just be hating, bro. They be saying all types of crazy stuff. I'm like, all right, bro. Like, y'all, I can't take your word seriously. It feels like you're trying to push an agenda, push a narrative. What exactly happened? So I went to QB school because I feel like QB school will give me an objective analysis on what exactly happened to Shedeur Sanders. And here's a couple of things. Number one, the play calling did not help Shedeur Sanders at all. Some of the plays were just awfully designed, just not good at all, horrible spacing. And number two, I think Shedeur at times he just did not trust his offensive line. There was times where he would get outside of the pocket too soon when he still had a little bit more time to deliver the football in pocket. He would drift now so often, and that was problematic. Number three, like I mentioned before, bad play calling. What do you do when it's bad play calling? When there's nothing there, throw the ball away. He didn't throw the ball away. He just decided, you know what? I'm gonna try to scramble, try to get some yards to protect my completion percentage. That's a problem because even when you scramble, it can still be a negative play. Just because you don't have an incomplete pass, just because you don't turn the football over, just because you didn't get sacked, doesn't mean that it doesn't result in a negative play. Like it still is a negative play because you didn't gain any yards. So either you throw the ball away or you gain some yards. And he didn't do that. He just tried to protect his completion percentage by scrambling out of bounds and not gaining any yards. So that was just a few things that I noticed from QB School's analysis. What about you? I don't know if you had the opportunity to see any plays from his preseason game or not.
Yes, I did see. I seen some plays like on some people did some like posted some film or stuff like that. And the main thing I see with Shador that I think is a major problem with him is that one, I think he looks for the big play a little too much. I seen some comparative film to Dylan Gabriel in the same game, and Dylan Gabriel was much better at taking the easy stuff, the short routes, the check downs, the little easy stuff that coaches would like you to see a young QB hit. While Shador is looking for a bigger, a more try to take chunks out of the defense and gain those yards back. But the problem is I don't know if it's because Colorado traumatized them or what, but that man has a very bad problem drifting in the pocket, drifting backwards in the pocket, and putting his tackles in a position to where no matter how good your tackle's blocking, if you back up far enough, the edge rushers can just go around him. And then they could be holding up rather well, but if you back up to the point where they can literally just touch you like that, and you cook food. And then so yeah, he needs to very much work on it. He needs to do that Jameis Winston drill where they were smacking him in the back with the pads every time he was backing up because Dylan Gabriel, he was stepping up in the pocket, even though he's a much shorter QB, and Shedeur needs to. I don't think I've seen Shedeur step up really much at all during that film. So I think that was his main problem. It's just that kind of stuff. You could be like, okay, now I understand why. But also, they did cut like 4 of the linemen that was blocking for him. But you running with the 4s, that's what's going to happen. So yeah, that's pretty much what I saw. I'm not going to make any bold declarations or anything like that off the performance, but he definitely has some things to work on moving forward.
And we said this last week. While we praised him, we didn't say, oh, he needs to start. We just said, hey, can he move up in the depth chart? I thought, hey, maybe he should move up ahead of Dylan Gabriel.
He addition by subtraction. He moved up by them getting rid of other QBs. So
yeah, moved up. Tyler Huntley and Kenny Pickett as well. But yeah, man, like I remember I saw people on social media talking about the plays weren't all that good. And for QB school to acknowledge that, I was a bit surprised. I was like, okay, yeah, like I'm looking at the routes that are being ran by these players. I'm looking at the play design, and it just doesn't make sense. Like a lot of it is very vanilla. It's very basic. We get it. It's preseason, but it just didn't help Shedeur at all. I'm not saying that Shedeur is completely absolved for what happened, but man, like they did not help him at all. Like a lot of these play designs were just not there. And I also heard that Dylan Gabriel just got better plays called as well. Like, yeah, he played better, but he just got better plays called for him. They allowed him to warm up. It just felt like Shedeur, it was a lot harder. It was a lot harder.
Also, we also don't know if those ribs were still affecting him during the game either, because he did miss the last preseason game because of it.
That's true. That is true. But he does need to work on his footwork. I will say that, because there was times where his footwork was a bit sloppy. I ain't gonna lie, it was a bit sloppy. Like you mentioned, he drifts a little bit too much. Instead of just 1, 2, 3 and drop, boom, he would do 1, 2, 3, and then he would drift off a little bit. Like you gotta 1, 2, 3, drop, throw. You know what I mean? So,
or at least be ready to step up in the pocket,
or step up. He did one time. There was one play where he did step up, but it was like the pass rush was just coming right at him. Like he didn't have much time to throw the football. He stepped up, but like he had to be perfect. Like he had to be picture perfect if he was going to be able to accurately throw the football. But another thing QB school said was that when he stepped up in the pocket, although yes, the pass rush was cooking the offensive line, if he would have remained in a passing stance instead of looking like he was about to run, he would have been able to connect with his receiver a lot sooner and more accurate. So that's just some things that I saw from Shedeur and that the QB school guy was talking about. So that's just my thoughts on it. He didn't play well at all, but I do believe that Shedeur, I'm glad that he was able to make the roster. I'm glad that he's on a team. I do believe one of these days he will start for the Browns. I don't think that Shedeur is going to remain on the sideline for the entirety of the season. I do think they're going to eventually start him because a lot of the things that happened, a lot of the negatives that he did in that final preseason games, I believe he can correct them. I believe he can ultimately get better from that. He just has to work on his footwork, and he has to make sure that he doesn't drift all the time and trust your offensive line. If he trusts his offensive line and he works on his footwork, I believe a lot of the negative plays will be erased. And he also has to throw the football away. You're not fast. You're not fast. You're not Lamar. You're not Jaden Daniels. You're not going to outrun these dudes. So if the play is dead, if nobody is open, just throw the football away. Live for another day. If you're not going to be able to gain any yardage, I'd rather just start from where we were before instead of having to back up 4 yards and start even farther than where we were originally. So
Exactly.
that's really some of the things that I saw from Shedeur and what he needs to work on and what I've heard from other NFL experts say about his performance. I'm not going to be these people on social media overreacting. See, he's trash. Y'all not keeping the same energy. Y'all was talking all that mess when he was playing all well in week 1, but now y'all quiet. No, we're here. We're here. We're still talking about Shedeur, and we're acknowledging that he didn't play well. We even said it in the last podcast when we talked about Shedeur and how he played and how we're going to be honest about his performance. And here we are. He didn't play well, and we're honest about his performance. All right.
Yep. Man, we ain't ducking no smoke over here.
No, we're not. So I think that'll do it for the Shedeur segment of the week.